Well, hello, dear listeners, and welcome back to a very special episode of Reforming Nerddom, where I have the distinct pleasure of joining my good buddy, Nate Hartwig, one of our very loyal and faithful Discord members and a good personal friend of mine for a number of years, as he and I both are going to be,
Hold
where is
mine
it
up
in
here
frame
too.
there? Yeah, we're going to be doing a quick unboxing of the Nintendo Switch 2, which both of us were finally able to get our hands on today. This came out yesterday, and you know what, Nate? I wasn't 100% sure if I was going to be getting this thing, but then when you messaged me this morning saying Best Buy had them in stock, and here we
Isn't it
are.
weird?
Now
Isn't it
yeah,
weird how that transpires? But also, like, just that there was stock, like
I
that
know.
is kind of bewildering to me.
I could not believe it because I've been checking the last or like yesterday, even this week a little bit. Just it was on my mind. I mean, not often do you get a console launch, which it's always exciting, especially if you're into video games, right? It's always exciting whether you're planning on getting it or not. Console launches are awesome. So I was just checking it out throughout the week, just seeing if anybody was going to drop more pre-orders. There was nothing, and so I was like, again, I wasn't like super committed to getting it. But then like the more and more I thought about it, it's like, I really want us to be able to talk about for the show all these like new consoles and be able to talk about the games and stuff. And so, anyways, I
Absolutely.
was able to justify it. And when you messaged me this morning and said, "Hey, they got it in stock," it was like, okay, I'm just gonna do
Yeah.
it. And so I did.
Good for you, Jordan. I was in Toronto, or I should say Toronto, not Toronto,
Yeah,
like how our American friends say it.
yeah.
But I was in
Lots of
Toronto
American
yesterday for
listeners.
a
Yeah.
yeah, I was in Toronto yesterday for a Jays game, and I was in Union Station, and I walked by this little, like, Best Buy Express kiosk or whatever they're called, and I saw, like, "Wait, is that a Switch 2?" Just, like, hanging out in Union Station, and then, of course, they've got these massive, like, video billboards everywhere, "Switch 2, Mario Kart World," all this cool stuff. Like,
Yeah.
man, I'm on the list for the, Switch 2 from Nintendo, and, hopefully, getting an email with soon, but it'd be really cool if I could just go to Best Buy and get one, and then I'm on the train ride home, and I'm seeing all these posts online about, like, yeah, just go into your local Target or whatever. Well, we don't have Target here in Canada, but, go into your local
Mm-hmm.
Best Buy, they might have it. So, I don't really think much of it other than my wife Rachel's like, "Yeah, yeah, go for it, if you want, go to Costco, get some rewards for it or something." And, wake up this morning, check Costco, out of stock, okay, whatever. Check Best Buy, in stock. What? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's
Yeah.
just see if it goes through because I thought it was just in-store only or pre-orders, and it
Yep.
just went through. So I guess they had enough stock that we could, get our hands on a couple of these. Obviously, quickly messaged you because I figured you want to talk about this, and, here we
Yeah.
are.
Yeah, and I'm thankful you did, 'cause one of my big regrets in as a gamer was I bought a Switch Lite, and that was just a terrible decision, and I regretted it within maybe well, after the return window. Actually, that might not be true, 'cause I bought it at Shoppers, and here's a little life hack for our Canadian listeners. If you go to Shoppers Drug Mart and if you do it on, like, a 20 times the points day, you can often save, like, 30% on hardware, and they often are selling video game consoles and games at Shoppers, so anyways, I had done that, so I got a Switch Lite for 30% less, so I bought it there, but then after, I just regretted it because it was just slightly underpowered. I
A little bit
couldn't
small.
pop and a little small, and I found as my kids now are at an age where they game, you can't play with anybody. It's just this handheld thing, which is cool. But I mean, if you're just wanting pure handheld, it's just something about being able to dock it and play it. So, anyways, now I have this, and I'm very excited because I started playing N64 with the kids, and it was awesome. But our N64, it's just, I mean, it's old, right? That thing was in 1996. It came out, and uh, the controllers that we have aren't really working anymore. So now it's like,
Yeah,
okay,
makes sense, yeah.
there's so many reasons, and so I justified it. Here we are, and so thank you, Nate. You're the reason, and so I guess listeners, just before we can get into this, Nate, why don't you just give a little bit of an intro to yourself? I mean, I know you real
Yeah,
well.
for
You're
sure.
known in our Discord, so why don't you get everybody just a little bit about who you are and
Yeah,
what has
absolutely.
really been a big part of even your and I relationship being you're kind of my gaming
Mm.
buddy, and you have been for years now, and that's just kinda continued, and so anyways, why don't you give everybody a little bit of idea just of who you are?
So I'm Nathan Hartwig. I've loved video games my whole life, and I grew up playing them, starting with the PlayStation 1. I'm in my 30s, so I guess that dates me a little bit there, but, first system I ever had was a modded PS1 that I got at a garage sale, and I couldn't play games on it because it only played the modded games, and I didn't even know about that.
Hmm.
And so my dad got a buddy from work to literally, like, burn games for me so it would work on the PS1, which I eventually upgraded to a real PS1, and then I skipped that. I had a GameCube, which I sometime we'll have to get into a fun story about how I, sold that and, regretted it deeply. And then, I had a Wii growing up as well. That was a heck of a time trying to find a Wii back in the day, not like it was getting a Switch 2 today. Anyways, 360, Xbox One, PS4, PS5, Switch 1, Steam Deck, PC gaming, all of those things. I've had all the systems I could possibly get, much to my, parents' chagrin growing up. Obviously, now adult, I've got kids of my own, so we play games together. We have to manage their time on that because 'cause they're younger, but, yeah, and so then that actually kind of inspired me to get into tech. So I worked for a tech company for an OEM actually, making, like, adapters and stuff as a technical development trainer for I don't know, 5 years or so leading training sessions for people, and now I lead software, development projects, unfortunately not in the gaming space, but maybe fortunately because of all the layoffs that they see,
Yeah.
but I lead software development projects, for the government, so, I can't get too into that obviously 'cause, the place
Yeah.
where I work, our views might differ in some areas, so,
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and be, professional as possible in that way, but
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I
Well,
definitely have
to
a lot of, life experience with technology.
yeah, I mean, I don't know if, like I have friends who like video games, but I'd say you are the one who is most like me in you like you'll watch the I mean, tonight at what, 5 o'clock? Is it 5 o'clock our time?
Yep.
Game show or the Summer Games Fest,
Summer Game
Jeff
Fest, yep.
Keighley. So I'll be having that on, and I know we'll like talk about it. Xbox Showcase on Sunday. I
Yeah.
didn't get to actually watch the State of Play the other night. I started
Okay.
watching it, haven't gotten through all of it. I did watch the Bond trailer. So
Mm,
you and I are the ones who like we nerd out
yeah.
about video games. We watch the stuff, we watch the podcasts and all that stuff. So yeah,
We do it. I
you know
think
video games.
that's really the thing that's kept us together as friends as well, like, through life differences and, we were at the same church and now we're at different churches, and that's all good and all, but, video games
Yeah,
is that thing we've bonded over and,
that's right.
really had that common shared interest, always getting
That's right.
hyping each other
Okay.
up. The next tech like we're about to unbox today.
All right, let's do it. All right, listeners, listeners, if you're or listening to this, I would say probably go over to YouTube. And I guess the question is if we even posted on the uh, the podcast feed because this is a viewable thing. But you know what? Maybe we will just because we can. And go check it out on YouTube and give it a like and maybe subscribe over there. But all right, I'm gonna start opening this up, Nate.
Just to hold on a second for the camera side of this. How do you wanna do this? Because my camera, it's up on a 32-inch monitor, and I don't have, like, a
Yeah.
tripod. Now, do you want me to
So
like, your camera's pretty in view. Do you
yeah,
want me
I
to just
mean,
hold
I
mine
would
up as
say
I'm
yeah, just hold it up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. So here,
okay.
listener. So here we go, everybody. You can see right here, right off the bat. Oh, you know what? I can now see why one of the news stories around the console, for those who might not know, was that the screen was getting stapled. And I wondered, like, how in the heck was that happening? And so here you can see, viewers, right? The screen right there.
Right on
It's right
top.
by the box, right on the top. So there it is. Okay. Ooh.
First off, this is a big screen. Like,
Yeah,
hold
that's
on, I got
nice.
my Steam
That's
Deck right here. Let me just give me a second.
Oh, that's a good yeah, good comparison. I don't have mine with
My
me.
my old Switch is upstairs, so I'm not gonna be able to get that because
Ooh.
for those, who are
Ooh.
listening, I am
Ooh,
hiding
those
this from my kids for the next 6 months
good.
because this will be a
I
Christmas present of sorts. So there's
I
the
will not be.
and can we go side by side
And
here?
oh, the Joy-Cons, those are nice. Those feel nice. I like the texture. Yeah, I like that. I guess the real question now is, did they figure out the Joy-Con drift? That'll be I'm sure they have. I don't, after all that for
I
8 years.
was talking to the Best Buy guy about this because I'm like, "Do you think they fixed that?" And he's like, "Yeah, I think they did." I'm like, "Okay, cool." So actually, another thing for listeners, I was able to confirm that not only do Pro controllers from Switch 1 work with this, but your old Joy-Cons will also work with the
Oh,
Switch 2.
sweet.
You can't put them on the side because the old one uses a
Yeah.
rail system, but they will connect
You
apparently.
Well, 'cause I was looking at, okay, there's the the kickstand, that's nice. I just turned mine on, and
You got a
okay.
battery in
Oh,
that?
so it's, yeah, I saw other people who, they said they had about 80% when they turned it on. So here, I'm going to,
Oh, nothing
you
on there
can
right now.
see here. I'm gonna, ooh, that's a satisfying click for the
Oh, it actually
magnets.
wants
That's,
me to connect them, so
yeah,
do
so here
that.
we go. Gonna do that, cool. Alright, so while that's booting on, what else do we got in here? Alright, so we got our code for Mario Kart World, which I've been hearing
So we
good
both
things
got the
about.
bundle, that's good. Yeah,
Yep.
so, yeah, if you'd have to spend extra if you bought the Switch and then wanted Mario Kart World later, which
Yeah,
the
what was
game prices we should probably talk about that for a second. The game prices for this are
yeah,
absurd.
what
I
was the
think
price
in
for Mario Kart World by itself? 90 or 100 Canadian?
10 Canadian.
What?
We can Yeah.
Oh my. So,
So,
yeah,
it wasn't
that was, yeah, so good idea getting the other one. I was maybe gonna not, just 'cause I was like,
yeah. Can you
maybe
confirm you
I'll,
got it pulled up?
I am trying to get it in front of me right now. So what do we got here?
I think it was a
So yeah,
savings of
it's
around $40, somewhere in that ballpark. Canadian, of
wild. All
course.
right. Yeah, let me see.
Oh, got some
Mario
loud
Kart
music playing here.
World. 110 dollars. So yeah, wow, that's $40 savings. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm
So
glad I did
normally
that.
each console generation, it seems like they want to up the price by like $10 or something, which is kind of to be expected. Inflation, it's been 7 or 8 years since the previous generation. But what were Switch 1 games? I want to say they were $80 Canadian for
Yeah.
Switch 1
Yeah,
games,
this is
plus tax and all that. But so that's a $30 jump. Like
all
that's
right.
crazy.
Yeah. That's I mean, Mario Kart World is one of those games, like, well, that will be popular and will probably be that price until a Switch 3 in 8 years from now.
And this is the justification as well, partly for me getting a Switch at this point is like the Switch 1, it never dropped in price.
No.
So
No.
you think the Switch 2 is gonna drop in price? No.
No. Well, like you said earlier, it's actually probably gonna go up with all the tariff
Yeah,
stuff. 'Cause you even see right
exactly.
now, PS5 went up, Series X went up. Yeah. All right. All
So
right, so here we go. What do we got? We
got the
got
new
little strap
yeah.
things
Don't want that to go through
for the Joy-Cons. Yep. HDMI cable, fairly standard.
Power Brick. Let's show that. The Power Brick actually comes with a detachable cable, and I think a lot of other Power Bricks show my Steam Deck one for comparison's sake. The Steam Deck one,
Okay,
it's about the
here.
same size, but the Steam Deck
All right.
one does
I'm s
not come out. And you've got USB-C to C on the, Switch 2s, which is really nice.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is.
So I wonder
Okay,
if you
so
could
that's
double
good,
this as a
and
Steam
then
Deck power adapter.
interesting, yeah. And then the dock. I mean, this
45 watts.
seems like a substantial dock. Like, this actually seems pretty good.
It's got
Alright,
some
so that
heft
goes
to it
there.
because it's got the
Yeah.
fan inside. I don't know if can we see the fan?
Does the, you would probably know this, Nate. Does it only do 4K when it's, docked, or does it do 4K on the handheld?
The handheld is 1080p LCD
It's just
screen
1080p? Oh,
with
okay.
120 hertz refresh. The dock can do 4K 60 or
Right.
I don't know if it's just jumping down
Okay.
to 1080p 120 or if it's like can also do 1440p 120. It might be able to do both. It's hard to say. So you can snap the cover off and you've got on the inside of the dock, you've got your
Oh,
HDMI, you've got your AC adapter and a LAN port, which is really nice because the original
yeah.
Switch
It is.
had Wi-Fi only, although I think they upgraded with the OLED model to include the LAN port. The Wi-Fi was so unbelievably slow. Like, it could take you, like, hours to download a game on the old Switch, even if you have good internet. Here I am hoping that
Well,
is an improvement.
I'm gonna put that to the test right now, where I'm just logging in here. I'm gonna see how quickly I can get. Where
Yeah.
is it? There we go. Just put my password in for my Wi-Fi. Okay. All right. So that is connecting. Oh man, that screen is
It's nice. Really nice.
glorious. That
It doesn't
is
come through
a
great on the
really
video,
nice
but
screen. Yeah. No, it's so just booting
and,
up right
like,
now. The size of it's great.
for
This
you,
feels really nice. Sorry. Yep.
how does it compare to the Switch Lite? Like, I mean, it's
Oh
gotta
my
be a
goodness.
big difference, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, I mean the Switch Lite. It's a for what it is. It's a great little thing. It's just my regret in getting it was my kids wanted to start playing on the TV, but honestly, like it was a great little device. But this is more what I'm into. Like this is great. This feels really nice. Yeah, the texture of it feels great. The Joy Cons feel good. You can really tell the software improvements. Um, it's really zippy.
It's very snappy. Yeah, the screen, the refresh is very
Okay,
noticeable. That 120 hertz, you can definitely pick up on that
there we go.
download update
Uh,
data.
uh,
So we may have to talk through some things here while this does its thing. What
oh,
time
what does
zone
this
are
wanted
we
me to
in?
do? Where
Chicago.
do I detach? What's going on here? Detach the right Joy-Con. Hold this button to release. Which button's that? Oh. Oh, okay. Yep. Pull to the side. It's just doing a little bit of a tutorial,
So
listeners.
I don't know if you can see this on the
Okay.
camera. There's like this little tab right here.
Yep.
If you pull that, and then it snaps off, and then so satisfying.
Yeah, that's really nice. All right, so yeah, system update. Okay, so that's updating there. All right, well, I guess we're gonna have to get some stuff downloaded on it. I don't want to, but yeah, I mean, listeners like and viewers, if I guess this kind of a purchase really like a big part of it is do you like Nintendo? Because really, there's certain I want my kids to appreciate Nintendo as much as I did, and so I haven't been as into Nintendo stuff over the last few years, just because I've had other like I am more of a PlayStation guy, but I am very excited at the thought of my kids being passionate about Mario Kart. So I cannot wait to get this downloaded and have the kids playing it. And honestly, and to go back and play some of the other Switch games. So like I had Mario Odyssey, which I've heard that all those games are just going to play and run just a little bit better, just because things are going to load faster.
Right.
Just the additional RAM in the console. So I've heard that just immediately it'll improve some things, but then also I never played Breath of the Wild, and so this now comes with the update for Switch 2, and now it feels like to me,
Mhm.
I'm maybe in a very rare position of gamers who didn't play Breath of the Wild really, and now I can just enjoy it on this.
I'm so envious of you to be able to, get that second, like, I wish I could almost break my memory in a way and go back and experience that game for the first time. And I think, like, Jordan, your kids are pretty close to being at the age where they could just kind of experience it along with you, and you can kind of, secondhand feed off through their experience in that
I'm
too.
I
So
am
that's
going
so cool.
I'm going to. Yeah, I'm going to. I guess Nate, are you gonna get any additional accessories? Because I know there's like a camera, there's a pro controller. Are you gonna get anything like that to go along with this?
Just my take, but the camera seems like a little bit of a gimmick to me. They
Yep,
were
I would
showing
agree.
it off in the presentation as, like, if you've got friends and you can well, I have friends, but, if you got friends in further places, around the world, you can play Mario Kart together, and you've got your little icons above your characters and all that, and you can see each other's faces, and that seems neat and all, but I don't really know how many people are going to be using that, and the other thing is, if you have a USB webcam, which I do, you can just plug that in. So,
Yeah, I heard you can even
yeah.
use your iPhone as well.
Yeah. Yeah, so that would be
So
pretty
yeah,
actually, we'll have to try that maybe and give a little bit of a in the full review because this is just kind of, unboxing and first impressions. Yeah, give, like, a little bit
yeah.
more of a, "How was, Mario Kart?" How was the camera and all that good stuff.
Yeah, so why don't we maybe try to do that next week? So listeners, I know we released our main episode today, but I'm gonna do my best right now to get this out for people to be able to check this out today as well. And next week, Nate, we will try to spend some time with this on the weekend.
Mhm.
I will spend some time with Mario Kart. I know you are. Are you coming over tonight? Is
Yeah,
that
yeah,
confirmed? I
so
can't
we'll see you
remember. Yeah, yeah,
tonight.
yeah. So you're gonna come over.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll play some of this tonight. Maybe bring a couple of your games that you have, and we can
Yeah.
see how they run on this
L
as well. So yeah,
let's,
we'll do some reviews.
yeah, let's do,
Sorry, what were you saying?
yeah, I was gonna say I can bring Breath of the Wild over. I've got, Tears of the
Yep,
Kingdom. We can take some of those
sweet.
games that they've upgraded to, 4K 120 and, give those a go around and, see how they play. The other thing that was really enticing to me and, like I alluded to at the start of the episode, there's a fun GameCube story that actually is more of a sad story about how I lost my GameCube, and I had Wind Waker, and I lost that as well. And, I'd been wanting to, you had your episode about emulation. I've been wanting to emulate it on the Steam Deck, unsure of the legalities around that. Now I finally got a chance where, with Nintendo Switch Online, on the Switch 2 exclusively, I can play the GameCube game
Mm,
again and relive that part of my
sweet,
childhood. So I'm so stoked to be able to do
awesome.
that.
Yeah, I was just looking at the online stuff, and there's so much on there. N64, even set like all the old things that again where you're tempted to go and emulate because it's so much easier to do that,
Mhm.
and it's like it's accessible, like it is because that's kind of like as I think you and I have talked about this, but and we talked about on the show as I think about emulation. Like even copyright law is very much about protecting the financial interests of the copyright holder. It's like if you've abandoned the work and there's no way of doing it, that to me is where the question of permissibility for emulation, I think, is stronger
Right.
versus somebody who goes and tries to download Mario Kart Deluxe 8 that's available and they just don't want to spend the money. It's like that's a very different thing. But all that to say, like this has Sega Genesis on the online one. It has Super Nintendo. It has a NES. It has and many N64 games and now GameCube games. That's a pretty compelling,
Definitely.
service that they're
Mhm.
offering now. So, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
so do I.
excited to even let my kids just go, like yeah,
I mean,
"Hey, kids, go and enjoy some of the games that we played when I was younger," and, like, they'll just eat that right up.
we can have a GoldenEye, tonight, even if you really want.
Oh, yeah,
On
we
Pro
certainly can.
controllers
Yeah,
instead of N64 controllers, like, yeah, I bring my Pro
did you
controllers over.
did did you buy a new Pro controller, like the new one for
So,
this?
I didn't buy the new one, but I have 2 of the previous ones, and they work fine,
Perfect.
so we'll do
Yeah, yeah.
that.
So bring those over and we'll draw straws because
Yeah,
Ben is actually gonna be over tonight as well. So, one of us will
perfect.
get the Joy-Con
Sideways
thing, but that's
Joy-Con.
fine, and yeah, that's right. Well, actually, you know what? We have this, right? We
Yeah,
can
I
use
got the
this
holster. Yeah,
and,
it's not
the
bad.
holster thing and dock on that if we have to, so, yeah, that's fine, but, yeah, so listeners and viewers, thank you for tuning in, and we hope that, or I guess let us know. Did you get a Switch? Are you a big Nintendo fan? If not, why not? If yes, let us know and come talk about it over on Discord because I think we have a few other people over there who have picked up their Switch and, or at least have ordered it. I don't know if maybe Nate, you and I are the first ones to actually get it,
I think
but,
so.
we'll certainly yeah, I mean, now that we have it and man, we can definitely do some of those N64 tourneys that we were wanting to do, back when we started this whole thing, a Bond tournament or man, Mario Kart tournament, like why
Oh,
not, right? Now
yeah.
let's go. I'm excited.
And one of
So,
the best things
anyways,
about
Nate
Nintendo, consoles is getting everyone in the same room to be able to do that. Like, you take something like PlayStation, like,
that's right.
you're probably playing online when you're playing something on PlayStation or Xbox, and with Nintendo, it's like, you have that community feeling, like, with your family, with friends, and, I think this will open up more opportunities to do that, and as part of the reforming nerddom
Yep,
community, have more meetups.
totally agree. Well, because that's one of the things that we wanna do is do more in-person stuff, like on the episode that we released today, we're talking about wanting to do that with Star Wars Unlimited, which is like the card game, which, actually we're gonna play tonight when you're over a little bit because Ben is gonna bring his stuff. but doing that in person, and yeah, because as much as we can. I mean, right, we have listeners and viewers all over North America, and the reality is not everybody can get together, but when we do eventually do our Reforming Nerddom Conference, whatever that is, hopefully our goal is to try to do something, and we're already kind of in talks about trying to make something like that happen in maybe 2026. Then we could do, like, how awesome would it be to have an in-person leaderboard Mario Kart tournament at the conference? And like, that's just an actual part of our conference.
I think that would be pretty sweet. Yeah, we could do Smash
Yes.
Brothers or
Yeah.
something too. Maybe even
Yeah.
have a poll
So,
for
and
what
yeah,
people
you
want.
just, yeah, and register, and you put your name in, and yeah, the whole thing, and it would just be a blast. So, all right. Any parting words, Nate? Anything else you want to say about the Switch 2? I mean, so far, I mean, we haven't been able to download anything on it, but this was more so just an unboxing, giving our initial impressions. Anything else you want to say?
Yeah, initial impressions are positive. I'm looking forward to getting my hands on this, and I'm sure you are as well over the next week or so, and hopefully giving an updated full review.
Yeah, no, I am as well. Well, brother, thank you for joining. And
Thank you.
listeners, thank you for joining as well. And you'll be seeing more of Nate as we talk more about video game stuff, and hopefully next week with our review slash at least hands-on impressions of the console, and we'll give you our thoughts. But yeah, thank you for joining, and until next time, stay nerdy.